Hello, Nghia Si, and welcome to the lesson on Nghia Si Ca, or the Companion's Anthem. Now, before we begin, just a quick example. On the left side of your screen, you're going to see some lyrics, and on the right side of your screen, you're going to see the meaning in English. Okay, now these lyrics in Vietnamese, they do not transfer musically to English, so this is purely for your understanding only. And I've color coded the words so that you can kind of see what the words in Vietnamese mean to English. For example, lửa thần in yellow here on the right side would mean, you can see that it means spiritual fire. And the reason I do that is because when we transfer from Vietnamese to English, sometimes the order doesn't match correctly. So, and you can see here that the word nung nau is first in the Vietnamese side in the actual lyrics, but when we translate it so that it makes some sort of meaning in English, it's got to go a little bit later. And all of the white words are sort of pronouns or conjunctions or punctuations that we have to add in order to make the phrase somewhat make sense and flow together. Okay, so just a quick note before we begin. And let's start with the song. And I'm going to sing this pretty slow at first, and then we'll go a little bit faster, and you can sort of rewind and watch and listen to it multiple times if you need some more practice memorizing it. So let's get started. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Vui ca lên, nghĩa sĩ đời đầy diêm phúc. Hồn thanh xuân, xây niềm lý tưởng cao xa. Vì nghĩa ra đi là đi chinh phục. Đường xa bóng Chúa đang chờ đợi ta. Một đời trẻ trung thành nồng hậu sức thiêng. Hùng dũng trung thành một gia trung kiên. Tình bằng hữu chân thành một gia vững kiên. Tôn quý trách nhiệm sống gương hy sinh. Nghĩa sĩ Việt Nam sẵn sàng hùng tráng. Trong sạch hăng hái và quyết tiến bước. Lửa thần nung nấu tâm càng không ngừng. Mầm thiên ta gieo khắp nơi xa gần. Lý tưởng siêu nhiên thành tâm yêu mến. Dành cha cả sang nước cha chỉ đến. Noi gương nhiệt thành của Thánh Phao-lô. Song pha lên đường làm chứng phúc âm. And that is the end of the song. And now if you didn't get that, or if that was a little bit too fast, just go ahead and rewind and watch it again. I'm going to move forward here and just explain some of the tricky parts. And I know that when I learned this song the first time, this phrase, these next three phrases always caught me. So the first is một đời trẻ trung thành nồng hậu sức thiêng, and it roughly translates to a young life with loyalty and burning sacred power. Okay, so let's sing this one nice and slow. Một đời trẻ trung thành nồng hậu sức thiêng. Một đời trẻ trung thành nồng hậu sức thiêng. Now that phrase by itself isn't so bad, it's just that the next two phrases sound very similar. So you have these phrases, sức thiêng right here, sức thiêng, trung kiên, okay, and then vững kiên. So that's what makes it a little bit tricky. So let's do all three of these phrases slowly. Một đời trẻ trung thành nồng hậu sức thiêng. Hùng dũng trung thành một gia trung kiên. Tình bằng hữu chân thành một gia vững kiên. Now I want to pause here, and there's this word here, the chữ bằng, bằng hữu. It means the same thing roughly as bang hu, or friendship. And when we sing it, people often say bang hu, but the correct word is actually bang hu. So, and you know, when we sing this in a group, we have to sing it in the same melody and the exact same words, even if the words don't mean, even if the words mean roughly the same thing. Just because we have to, you know, all sing it together. So, tình bằng hữu chân thành một gia vững kiên. Do all three of these one more time. Một đời trẻ trung thành nồng hậu sức thiêng. Hùng dũng trung thành một gia trung kiên. Tình bằng hữu chân thành một gia vững kiên. And then the next part is tôn quý trách nhiệm sống gương hy sinh. Now there's one more thing I'd like to go into detail here. The next, one of the beginning part says, Vì nghĩa ra đi là đi chinh phục. Okay. And I want to point out the word conquer here. It says the definitions, the meaning of this phrase is when companions go forth, they go forth to conquer. But conquer really means here to conquer the hearts and minds of different people to the gospel. It's not a violent word of conquer like taking over a city or a country. Okay, uh, in the Vietnamese language, Chinh Phục, it really does capture the meaning. But when we translate it, especially in different dictionaries, you often get the word conquer. And that's a good word to use as long as we keep in mind that it means to conquer the hearts and minds of people to the gospel, not a military type of conquer. All right, so that was actually a little bit slow. This song is an anthem. It's meant to inspire. It's meant to get you excited. So we sing it at a pretty brisk pace. Okay, so I sang it earlier at a slower pace. So let's get ready. Let's go for the quicker, the full regular speed here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Vui ca lên, nghĩa sĩ đời đầy diêm phúc, hồn thanh xuân xây niềm lý tưởng cao xa, vì nghĩa ra đi là đi chinh phục, đường xa bóng Chúa đang chờ đợi ta. Một đời trẻ trung thành nồng hào sức thiên, hùng dũng trung thành một gia trung kiên, tình bằng hữu chân thành một gia vững kiên, tôn quý trách nhiệm sống gương hy sinh. Nghĩa sĩ Việt Nam sẵn sàng hùng tráng, trong sạch hăng hái và quyết tiến bước, lửa thần nung nấu tâm càng không ngừng, mầm thiên ta gieo khắp nơi xa gần. Lý tưởng siêu nhiên thành tâm yêu mến, dân cha cả sáng nước cha chỉ đến, nói gương nhiệt thành của Thánh Phao-lô, sóng pha lên đường làm chứng phúc âm. And there you have it. That is Nghia Si Ca. It is a very somewhat of a long and difficult song, but it's got some very beautiful meaning to it. And hopefully, seeing what it means will help you and motivate you a little bit to learn the song. Because what we're really saying in here when we sing the song is that we are companions of Christ, and we want to march with Him. We want to be the witnesses to the gospel, and we want to follow our patron saint, who is Saint Paul. So I have a little quick quiz here at the end of the song here to see if you were paying attention and seeing if you know what some of these words mean. So what does Nghia Si mean? Feel free to hit the pause button, think about it, answer it, and then hit play again for the answer. So Nghia Si means companion, and more specifically, it means companion of Christ, okay? And also companions of each other, but we want to be companions of Jesus first and foremost. Who is the patron saint of Nghia Si? That, of course, is Thánh Phao-lô. Nói gương nhiệt thành của Thánh Phao-lô, sóng pha lên đường làm chứng phúc âm. So his name is actually in the song because, for a specific reason, is that because he is the patron saint of all the companions. Okay. What is the Nghia Si motto, and what does it mean? So you think back to the song. Vì nghĩa ra đi là đi chinh phục. So it's chinh phục, which means to conquer and really to win over hearts and minds towards the gospel. And finally, somewhat of a difficult task here to match the Vietnamese words and the English words. And some of these words sound similar, and that's why this song is somewhat difficult. But if we can practice, you can practice and memorize and understand what these words mean. It'll hopefully help you to sing the song better and more correctly. So I have Sức Thiên on the left side here, Trung Kiên, Vững Kiên, Trung Thành, and Làm Chứng. And so you should hit pause, try to match it up, and then hit play again. And if you don't know these words, that's okay. Just rewind it and watch it again. A lot of people have a difficult time at first. Okay, and I'm just gonna go through these fairly quickly here. So Sức Thiên is sacred power. Sức usually means power, and Thiên means sacred or spiritual. If you pay attention in the song earlier, there was actually a little bit of a typo here. There should definitely be a G for Sức Thiên. Okay, Trung Kiên means faithful. Vững kiên means strong. So I think about this. I think about the word vững bền, vững chắc means to be strong, stable, solid, consistent. Trung thành means to be loyal. And finally, làm chứng means to be a witness for the gospel and a witness for Christ. Okay. And so there you have it, a quick lesson on the Nghia Si Ca and some of its meaning. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful night. And remember that you are the companion of Christ.